3 ultra-ugly American cars. You'll scare them when you see them. Some cars were built for speed, some were built for luxury, and some were built with no sense of style. These 3 American cars didn't just break the rules of design, they smashed them to smithereens. From the weird shapes to the creepy faces, these cars are seriously hard to look at. Warning: you might want to protect your eyes. Support the channel by subscribing, and liking your support keeps us moving forward. Thank you. We're getting started. Number 3, 1987 Dodge Aries Wagon. Dodge Aries Wagon was never meant to turn heads. It was designed to serve a purpose. As part of Chrysler's K-Car platform, the Aries Wagon was built during a time when American automakers were prioritizing efficiency, economy, and practicality above all else. But in focusing so heavily on function, the design fell into what many would call uninspired territory. Visually, the Aries Wagon was extremely boxy. Flat panels, squared-off lines, and minimal contouring gave it a distinctly utilitarian appearance. While this shape maximized interior space and visibility, it also made the car appear dated and bland, even in its own time. The upright profile, thin wheels, and tall windows emphasized its economy origins rather than hiding them. The front fascia was basic, with simple rectangular headlamps and a narrow grille that lacked any visual drama. The rear was equally plain, slab-sided and squared off, with taillights that looked more like afterthoughts than design elements. Overall, the car lacked the cohesive styling or visual flair seen in European or Japanese competitors of the same era. That said, calling it ugly must come with context. The Aries Wagon wasn't designed to impress visually. It was built to provide affordable family transportation during a difficult economic period for American carmakers. And in that regard, it succeeded. It was spacious, reliable, and inexpensive to maintain, qualities that mattered far more to buyers than sleek curves or aggressive lines. So, while the 1987 Dodge Aries Wagon may be viewed as unattractive by modern or stylistic standards, it served its purpose well. Its so-called ugliness wasn't a failure of design. It was the result of deliberate choices made to keep costs down and practicality high. In the end, the Aries Wagon wasn't built to win beauty contests. It was built to help American families get through the 1980s. And it did exactly that. Number 2, 1968 Buick Sport Wagon. Buick Sport Wagon was a unique blend of innovation and practicality, but it came wrapped in a body style that has divided opinion for decades. While it shared its platform with the Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser, the Buick version aimed to bring upscale flair to the station wagon, and in doing so, created one of the more polarizing automotive designs of the 1960s. At first glance, the sport wagon looked like a typical American long-roof family hauler. But what set it apart was its raised roofline over the rear seats, coupled with 4 large skylight windows, a signature feature that Buick marketed as a premium, airy experience for passengers. However, this extended glass area, combined with the tall roof hump and elongated body, gave the car an unusual, even awkward profile from certain angles. The front end, with its dual headlights and modest grille, remained conservative, almost as if it belonged to a different vehicle entirely. It created a visual mismatch between the refined front and the bus-like rear profile. The car's utilitarian shape made it extremely functional, but also earned it criticism for looking more like a converted delivery vehicle than a luxury family car. Still, the sport wagon was innovative. It pushed the boundaries of what a station wagon could be. With seating for up to 8, clever cargo space, and a comfortable ride, it appealed to growing families who wanted something a little more premium than a basic hauler. In retrospect, The 1968 Buick Sport Wagon was ahead of its time, a fusion of practicality and experimentation. While its design may not be universally loved, it was bold, useful, and unlike anything else on the road. Sometimes, ugly simply means different, and in the case of the Sport Wagon, different meant daring. Number 1, 1955, Pontiac Safari Wagon. Pontiac Safari Wagon is a fascinating chapter in American automotive history. Launched as Pontiac's answer to the Chevrolet Nomad, it was a luxury two-door station wagon that aimed to bring style and flair to what was typically a practical, family-oriented segment. But while the Safari was certainly distinctive, its bold styling choices made it a polarizing design. Even in its own time, on paper, it was an ambitious concept. A two-door wagon with upscale trim, dramatic lines, and a sporty attitude. Mechanically, it was solid, sharing much with its Chevrolet counterpart. But in execution, the design raised eyebrows. The sharply slanted B-pillars, ribbed roof, and wraparound rear glass gave it a futuristic look, but also made the body appear visually heavy and overstyled, especially from the rear three-quarter view. Unlike four-door wagons that offered ease of access for families, the two-door layout sacrificed practicality for aesthetics. The proportions felt a bit unbalanced, long and low up front, but with a rear section that looked almost tacked on. It created a design tension between being a sporty coupe and a functional wagon, and for some, that dual identity made it feel awkward rather than cohesive. Still, the 1955 Pontiac Safari Wagon has earned its place as a collector's favorite. It was rare, with limited production numbers, and represented a time when automakers were willing to experiment and take risks, even if the result wasn't universally loved. In hindsight, the Safari's so-called ugliness isn't a flaw. It's part of its charm. It was bold, daring, and unapologetically different. And today, it stands as a symbol of a time when automotive design was truly adventurous.